Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to cut one of the favorite cuts. It's called Rump Cap. So I want to show you my way, okay? To start with, get the Australian Wagyu Rump Cap like this. And open it. And by the way, this is the Australian F1 Wagyu. And wipe the blood. And to start with, you need to remove silver skin like this. This silver skin we call suji in Japanese. And the suji, always thick part of the suji, silver skin is chewy. So to start with, remove the suji. And I also remove excessive fat because I personally don't like too much fat. Normally, if you try grass-fed rump cap, I can eat more fat like this, but Black Angus or Wagyu, it's going to be really too much for me. So remove fat. And a lot of people saying this rump cap. A lot of people say Picanha, Coulette, and in Japan we call it Ichibo. That's how we call this piece of meat. And in Australia it's called rump cap. So how we are going to cut this rump cap is the grain goes this way, you can see it. Grain goes this way. So people always cut this way. Ideally, for the steak, it's going to be around 3 centimeters thick. So cut this way. And probably you can cut a little bit thicker in the middle. It comes like this. Because always the challenge for this rump cap is so uneven shape. This side is a little bit smaller and this side is more like a really triangle small shape. To remember, this side is what the really thick suji, silver skin. So that means you can feel it. And I always say my staff, don't cut like a grain looks like a raining. That means really chewy. So I will show you something. I show you, before you cook it, I show you how chewy it is. I just pull from both sides, really, I can't tear apart. That means when you cook as a steak, especially you overcook, you can't really, chew it because it's really hard. That's why, especially this part, you need to slice it really thin. Otherwise, you get disappointed. Okay? So also this side is better, the other side of the rump cap. This side is okay, still tender. So the best part is normally, depends on the rump cap, the middle part, 3 steaks, the best cut. But unfortunately, we have to cut this side chewy part and this funny shape as well. So I highly recommend you should buy whole piece like this, because compared with this one is Kobe beef, this one actually I cut it half, so it's going to be like 3 times bigger than the Australian Wagyu Rump Cap. So if you buy Australian Wagyu Rump Cap, I don't think you can get it from the supermarket. So if you go to local boutique style butcher shops or groceries, possibly you can get rump cap. You can get grass-fed or black Angus easily available. So you should try one piece. And that's how you should cut it. Always for our business, the biggest challenge is if we cut like this piece and we supply it to you, and then you find it really chewy. The most we want to avoid is the customer eating experience, it was tough or chewy. So I highly recommend, especially Australia, please buy whole piece. I will show you another way, because I prefer this way. This is the Japanese way. Because basically Japanese way of cutting is like, people say like there are more than 120 different cuts. For me, it's nothing but just following all the silver skin, then break up some small pieces. That's how we Japanese break up all the meat. And the same thing, same method, remove all silver skins. And this is the Japanese way. Japanese way is remove all fat. How we are going to do it? Use the edge of a knife and cut into between the meat and the fat. And follow all the silver skin in the middle. Because this is how we do it. If you go to the Japanese yakiniku restaurant, which is the barbecue restaurants, and you will see tiny sliced square cut meat. That's how we cut. Even silver skin, there's a grain that the way that the texture. And use a knife maybe this much only. So remove all the fat with the silver skin. And the second step is remove this silver skin as well, using only edge of a knife. So this time I use just normal knife from my kitchen, so it's not that sharp. So and like this silver skin doesn't go all the way down, just the silver skin stop in the middle, and we just cut through all the way down. It's more like make a kalbi style piece of meat. And remove the silver skin. So this is a Japanese style. To one piece of a rump cap cut into one small piece, long piece, and one even smaller piece of triangular shape rump cap. Okay? So this part is really chewy, as I showed before. So grain goes this way and it goes this way. This, right? So always basic knowledge is you have to cut. Kalbi slice or steak, you need to cut against the grain. Grain goes this way, so I can cut, I would cut more like a Japanese way. Like when you go to a yakiniku restaurant. So I would cut just the middle one. Japanese way, all the push it to make it flat. So push it down and slice it like this. But you have to remember really thin. In the middle part is tender, but always you have to slice thin. Otherwise you get disappointed. If you want to enjoy Japanese yakiniku style, you have to cut like this, probably up to 5 mm. And I will show you how tender. In the middle, I can break. Still a little bit tough, but it is okay. That's why I'm telling you, you need to slice thin. Otherwise, you can't enjoy it. And especially Rump Cap is a really affordable cut of meat and good combination of the actual beefy flavor with the marbling. So I highly recommend. This is the how you should cut Wagyu Rump Cap. It is okay, you can buy grass-fed or black Angus. It doesn't matter. Depends on your budget. Especially supermarket, it's the reason they can't sell it is always a lot of wastage and funny triangle shape. That's why supermarket, they can't really sell it. Okay? Probably last 5 years, Rump Cap getting really popular and always running out. So it is such an affordable cut of meat, so I highly recommend you should try. And I will keep updating all different cuts, like as a wholesaler's perspective, and I will show you Australian way and the Japanese way. Okay? Thank you for watching.